and just make sure that
Yeah.
I at least had enough connection to the ADHD space that I could,
Yeah.
that I would be credible and that
Yeah.
nobody would be like, who is this girl?
Right.
So that was actually in 2021 though, in
Mhm.
like fall of 2021. So it was a long time. And then I gave them everything they asked me for by December 31st. And then I got a phone call or an email early in 2022 and they asked if they could meet with me. And I was like, oh, okay. At that point, they just said, hey, we really like this concept. Could you do a writing sample? I said, okay. I was a little nervous about it. And they just told me to write whatever, an intro or a chapter that I felt like writing or whatever. So I gave them a writing sample. And within like 48 hours, they were like, hey, can you jump on a Zoom? And I
Mhm.
said, oh, gosh, either they really didn't like this
Right.
or they really liked it. Like, I don't know which one to think. So I just showed up for this meeting and they were in the UK. So it was like 6 a.m. And they
Mhm.
basically were like, oh, you have a very different voice. Like, we've looked at all the markets, like all the stuff in ADHD, and this is really different.
Mhm.
Would you be willing to write a bigger book? And of course, I said, well, that's been done. I have friends that have written bigger books. I was like, I need you to be specific with me about what
Uh-huh.
you mean. So we went through it again. They were like, we could do this and this and this. They didn't make me do another proposal, but we did have a whole other outline. So then they just put a contract in front of me. And then they said, go ahead and show it around, show
Yeah.
it to friends and colleagues and whoever you want, get an attorney, do whatever you want, and let us know if this is okay with you. And I did. I showed it to different people, one contract lawyer, and they all just said, this is pretty standard.
Mm.
It's like publishing contract for a first time you ever published.